Good day, everyone. Hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel. I woke up in the morning and I was thinking about AI the whole day. And then I had an idea. Stupid idea, but I think it's a fantastic idea at the same time, like all other ideas. Think about it, right? What if we could do like a DIY for AGI? So I don't have the resources to build my own AGI system. Or I don't have the compute nor the money. But perhaps we could just work on this together and we can figure out a way to build our own miniature AGI model, like by sharing resources and figuring it out. So here's where I started, right? I went to, I think it's Code Camp. They have a video on how to build neural networks. So I'm going to start all over from the beginning on how to build neural networks. I've actually built the most basic neural network. We can go through it together. But for now, how would you go about building your own miniaturized AGI? That's the question I've been thinking about for the past 5 hours today. I spent the whole day just thinking about it. Well, we have a few constraints. The first constraint is that we don't have the compute, we don't have the money, and we don't have the data. Okay? So how do we solve the problem? Well, we're going to solve it step by step. Here's the first idea that I have. All right. So I have this image out here, going back to the basics and thinking about AI and the different branches of AI and how we can achieve this goal. So first of all, I'm thinking that we could probably achieve this goal by using transferred learning. So we take already pre-existing models, optimize them for a specific goal, and then move on to the next. And then just building onto the knowledge that we have created from optimizing for different aspects of the model. And then also what we can do is that we can use meta-learning, which is like learning to learn, which is focusing on crafting models that can learn tasks more quickly and efficiently by leveraging knowledge from previous tasks, right? And then thirdly, we can use deep learning models. Okay, it does sound a bit crazy, but I have a plan. Probably going to change, but I have a plan on the least. So we're going to be combining a learning approach will be natural language processing, combining it with transfer learning and using meta-learning as well. We're going to be using a bit of reinforcement learning, transfer learning, and fine-tuning of transformers to make this system work. Here's where I think, how we could figure this thing out, right? As a consequence of lack of resources, I think that we should optimize for skills that will make it much more easier for the AI model to learn other skills. For example, I think that we could start with teaching it philosophy and building a model that masters philosophy and then can apply different philosophies in different instances, right? Thinking that if it can master philosophy, then it requires even less resources for it to learn logic. And if it can master logic, then it requires even less resources for it to understand mathematics. And then it goes to physics, then it goes to chemistry, biology, etc., etc. Right? And we can use transfer learning to apply the skills that we learned prior to the current skill that we're trying to optimize for. Okay. So with the philosophy one, what we can do, which is what I think from my inexperience, is we can test it out on using text data for different philosophers, starting off with the Greeks, and then working out to all other philosophies across the world so that it has a more generalized understanding about philosophy. All right. And then what we can do is that we take already pre-existing models that already understand some bit of philosophy, and then we apply certain KPIs, right? I haven't figured that out yet. But then we can use reinforcement learning to create instances where the machine learning model has to make decisions based on the philosophical teachings that it learned, right? And then If it makes the right decision based on the philosophical teaching, then we give it rewards. And if not, then we penalize it for that. All right. And then we can use fine-tuning transformers to help it better understand, using natural language processing, right, to help it better understand the text that we're feeding into it. That's just kind of what I think right now. This plan is subject to change, of course. Right. So how are we going to build this? I don't know. But I think that if we could just start off with philosophy and we can work our way, then we'll figure it out together. So please drop what you think, how we can build this project together in the comment section. I'll just read through them and perhaps we can have a conversation about different approaches and how we can approach this problem. All right. So for now, here's the first neural network that I built ever. All right. So I used TensorFlow, use Keras to build it. Again, I'll link it down below of the Code Camp video that I used. I think it's Code Camp or the other one that I used to work through this project. Right. So step number one that we're gonna do, I'll also link. Step number one is that I'm gonna have to figure out how deep learning works. So I'm gonna have to teach myself deep learning. I found a good guy who has courses on YouTube on deep learning, so we can work together through the courses together. I'll also drop his link below. His name is Sad Hardhan, I think. I'm pronouncing it probably wrong. So I built this model that I trained it. It's using fashion minced dataset from Keras, and then yeah, it works. It's okay. It's whatever. But then now let's dig deep into this new model and just see what happens. So this is just introduction to the channel, and this is episode 00,1 titled Philosophy. Welcome, and I hope you stick around and help me out.